We actually know more about the Part 2 banners than you may realize, but first I need you to look at any one of your hands, but only one, and put up as many fingers as you want. I'm going to try and guess how many fingers you're holding up, and if I guess it right, you got Call-Lackin today, and you gotta subscribe to help us reach the 48K mark. However, if I guess it wrong, you can skip today's subscriber challenge, and just be honest, alright? If I catch you lacking, it is what it is. So, raise up your hand. Or I guess, raise up as many fingers as you want. And I'm going to assume that you're raising up a total of 1 finger. If I guess that right, you know who you are. You got called lacking today. But if I didn't, again, you can skip. I will catch you lacking in the next one. Let's hop straight into today's video, starting off with the Dokkan Festival banner. So I'm going to assume that, let's just, again, it doesn't really matter what part 2 ends up being, but I'm going to assume that the Dokkan Fest for part 2 is going to be, let's say, the Super Saiyan Goku and Vegeta that fought Metal Cooler, and then I'm going to assume that the Legendary Carnival banner is going to be the new LR Metal Cooler. All right, that's just the assumption we're going to go with for this video. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day, because, again, I'll show you why in a second. So when it comes to the Cooler banner, you'll realize that the first, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units are part of Dual Dokkan Festival celebration. So we can already assume that the other Dual Dokkan Festival banner is going to have the opposite of these units. So for example, I pulled this up right here. Let's just assume again it's going to be Goku and Cooler. I put a banner unit Gohan and Icarus, and then it's just there for a placeholder. It doesn't really matter. The main point I'm trying to draw here is that the featured list, at least the first 5 units, should be Frieza, full power Frieza, to counter the LR Namek Goku. And then UI Goku to counter the Evolution Blue Vegeta. And then Vegito, Cell, and Kid Buu to counter the Buhan, Goku, and Gohan, as well as the, Super Saiyan 3 Goku here. This is what the first 5 units should look like. And the reason why I know this is because, usually during these Dual Dokkan Festival celebrations, they tend to have they tend to split the Dual Dokkan Festival units upon each banner. And so the Dual Dokkan Festival for Part 2 should have the opposite units that the Dual Dokkan Festival for Part 1 actually has. The trick is trying to assume what the last 3 units are going to be. We have Namek Goku here. We have, for some reason, not even a Movie Heroes unit, just for some reason, this Gohan, and then we have STR Cooler. So these are, Cooler isn't necessarily random, right? But Namek Goku and Gohan definitely are. And it's really tough to decide. Now, I'm going to go ahead and just say this right now. I don't expect any of the units to be Pikkon or Janemba, because, again, these are part of Dual Dokkan Festival units. Same thing with Goku and Frieza, Broly and Gogeta, or even Cell and Gohan. Because, again, if these guys were going to drop, we would have seen at least half of them for part 1, which would assume that the other half would come for part 2. So I don't think any of these units are going to drop, but I would not be surprised if any of these units came about, right? So, again, since STR Namek Goku got his EZA, we could be seeing whoever's going to get their EZA in part 2 also appear on the banner, just like, to try and go ahead and pull that unit. So again, let's just say AG Metal Cooler gets his EZA. I could definitely see him being on the banner. Broly is a movie boss's unit, so again, just like, why not? He's also Saiyan Day, and Saiyan Day units sometimes return during these worldwide celebrations. Same thing with Majin Vegeta here, so I could definitely see Majin Vegeta returning. I could also see Tech Androids returning, because they are an artificial life forms unit, and Goku and Vegeta aren't, but Metal Cooler is. And as you can see on this banner, even though Cooler is the Dokkan Fest, we have units like Namek Goku, or even this crazy support Gohan here, or maybe even all these other Goku. So they're not, these units don't necessarily have to be all super class units, as you guys, I guess you can already tell from the featured list here. So again, I could expect Turles, since Turles is a crazy support for Extreme Class, and as we already know, Gohan is a crazy support for movie Super Class. So again, it's pretty tough to tell what the last 3 units are going to be, but I will definitely say that these units right here will definitely appear for part 2 of whatever Dokkan Fest we end up getting. Now, the other trick is trying to figure out what in the world they're going to do for the next Carnival banner. Again, let's just assume that it's going to be Metal Cooler. The featured list is going to be super, super random. These LRs, I guess you can argue, Goku and Goku and Goku and Goku maybe as in terms of some correlation, but there really isn't much to go off of here. All we know is that either these LRs have something to do with Cooler and Goku, right? Or are like movie hero units. So in terms of trying to see what they can do for Cooler, I would expect maybe some artificial life form LRs to try and build a team around, you know, this Goku. Or sorry, you know, the Part 2 Carnival LR Cooler. Or they can drop some movie bosses LR. So I would assume something like maybe, I could definitely see Baby Vegeta being on here. He's really old, but honestly, like, so is Full Power Frieza and Super Saiyan 3 Goku, right? And, you know, Spirit Bomb Absorb Goku. So they're gonna drop some old gems on this banner for sure. Maybe even, like, you know, Beerus and Whis. They are a movie bosses unit, so they could technically appear on this banner, right? But I would assume maybe we get some type of baby, not some type, just this baby right here. Maybe Super 17. He is a movie bosses unit. He's also artificial life form, so it would definitely help to bring him on, or basically have him on the team, because again, you can run a team with him and Middle Cooler, which I guess would definitely make sense for team building purposes. LR Janemba is also a possibility. He is somewhat recent, just like this LR right here. Actually, both of them. Actually, I mean, Vegeta is not as recent as LR Janemba, but they're like not too far apart, especially on JP. And then same thing with Trunks and Future Gohan here. And then maybe a Broly. I would like STR Broly instead, but you know what? Tech Broly could definitely appear. And then, of course, maybe even a Beerus and Whis. Any artificial life forms, movie bosses LR, I think could definitely work. Other than that, though, it's again, it's really, I would definitely argue or bet that at least one of these 5 will be on the banner. But I mean, I just don't think it's worth summoning on regardless. Honestly, it's like, unless you like, I'm a Broly simp and I want to rainbow this guy's SSR and TUR and LR, but like, it's just not smart, man. There's so much stuff coming to go before the end of the year that it's like, this banner, even if Metal Cooler ends up being like the craziest Carnival LR in the entire game, which it's not, you know, it doesn't say much because there's only 2 in the game once he drops, if he drops, but you know, he still may not be. I don't know how I'm gonna, I don't know, it's tough to say, but so far for the other Dual Dokkan Festival banner, I would assume something like this, and then maybe 1 or 2 or even 3 of these units to make up or complete the entire banner. Let me know what you guys think. If the banner looks like this, would you summon? If the banner on Cooler looks something like this, would you summon? I mean, Janemba is definitely, you know, worth it. And I guess you could argue Super 17 as well. I know people don't like his design, but he's not a bad LR at all. But yeah, other than that, I couldn't say too much. Again, this unit will get his EZA at some point, so will Tech Broly, and so will Baby Vegeta, so it could be a decent investment now, but is it really worth it? Probably not. Hopefully, you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, and peace.